My book is finally out, and I want to share a little bit of it with you here today. All right, let's go. Welcome to the Overweighted Podcast, where we get real about the struggles of being obese and needing to lose a whole lot of weight. My name's Malaika. I'm your host, weight loss mentor and coach. Join me on my personal weight loss journey to lose about 200 pounds, and as I share my very real experiences, plus some simple, successful, and sustainable weight loss tips and mindset shifts so that we can mark lose weight off of our to-do list for good. So my book has been released. It's my very first book. It is Christ Over Cookies, Winning the War Between Feeding Your Face and Fueling Your Faith. And I'm so excited to have the book completed and published and out. You can grab it on paperback at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. You can get it on ebook format pretty much anywhere that you can grab ebooks, including Apple Books. And I'm just super excited to have the book out there because really the book is more than just a book. It's really a mission, and it's a call for God's daughters to come back to choosing Him first over food and the things that have led us astray from Him. And so what I wanted to do is read the introduction to the book. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know about a giveaway that I have going on. So if you purchase the book and then take a picture of yourself with the book or a picture of you holding the book, however you want to do that, and post it on social media and tag me so that I can see that you posted it, then you will have an entry to win a $25 gift card of your choice. And so again, just take a picture of you with the book so that way I know you purchased it. Make sure to tag me. I'm Malaika Burley across all social media, and you will be entered into a chance to win a $25 gift card. And that can be whether it's the paperback or the ebook version. You can take a picture of yourself, with the Kindle book version, holding that up as well. That will still count for you. So I wanted to do that giveaway for you as a thank you. I appreciate the love and support that I've gotten surrounding the book. And I really want to hear also any testimonies that you have. So if you read the book, if anything really resonated with you, if it helped you in your weight loss journey, I would love to hear about that. All right. So I'm going to read the introduction to the book to kind of give you a taste of what it's about and what it's like, what's in it. And again, so this book is really for women of faith, women who love Jesus, but you have just really been struggling with your weight. Maybe you've lost weight before in the past, but you've gained it back again. You lose weight, gain it, lose weight, gain it, and you're kind of stuck in the cycle, and you are just not able to figure out why on earth you are struggling so much with your weight and keeping it off. And so this book is really going to address some of the issues that you may be having or things that you're going through and answer that question for you of why you are not able to keep the weight off, and also why you've only been addressing a part of the problem instead of the whole problem. And so not only is it going to tell you why, but you're also going to get some practical tips and steps in here to help walk you through that process so you can coach yourself, so you can break out of that cycle. And then at the end of the book, there's also a 40-day devotional so that you can kind of challenge yourself and walk through a 40-day process, a 40-day devotional of choosing Christ over cookies. And so that's at the end of the book as well. So it's a book/devotional as well. All right, so let me read the introduction for you. And again, hopefully this will kind of give you a taste of what the book is like. All right, so again, this is Christ Over Cookies, Winning the War Between Feeding Your Face and Fueling Your Faith by author Malaika Burley, who is me. All right. How is it that someone can be living for the Lord, following His commandments, and yet be struggling so much with their weight? How is it that I could easily excel academically in work and in business, yet still end up weighing close to 400 pounds? Gluttony is a sin. This is where I'd insert the mind-blown emoji if we were texting each other. But we already know that, don't we? We just aren't treating it as one. Gluttony is one of the most overlooked and least talked about sins in our churches. A lot of churches are even letting you do it right in the church building, and no one says anything about it, at least not to your face. Some will even make jokes about it from the pulpit to try to excuse it and make it seem like it's not a big deal. But how can it not be a big deal when it's a sin? How can it not be a big deal to us as believers when sin is an offense against God? How can it not be a big deal when it is killing and oppressing so many of God's people? It's no laughing matter, and it's time that we start doing something about it. I didn't grow up overweight. I was actually really thin. I started turning to food for comfort as a young adult. The more I got hurt by the very people that I wanted to love and accept me the most, the more I would eat and add on to my wall of weight. My wall became a way for me to reject others before they had a chance to reject me. My wall of weight became my defense. In reality, it turned into a prison. I was in bondage. I thought this wall of weight would protect me from getting hurt by others. The truth is, I was hurting myself more than anyone else ever could. After a few years of hiding behind my wall, I was tired of carrying the extra weight around, so I started dieting and trying to lose the weight I had gained. Only then I realized that I couldn't. Not for long anyway. I would try a diet, lose the weight, and then eventually gain it back. I would try another diet, lose the weight, and then gain it back again. This cycle just kept repeating itself, and each time I would end up gaining back more weight than what I had originally lost. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I mean, I'm a good person, I love God, I think I'm pretty smart, so why couldn't I figure out this one thing? Why wasn't I smart enough to be able to lose the weight and actually keep it off for good? Well, eventually I did figure it out, and you'd be surprised that it's not what you think. It's not about finding the perfect diet, because there isn't one, and it's not about just figuring out the best combination of macros in a calorie deficit. It's much more than that. It's deeper. And you're going to discover that as you dive into this book. I want to share what has worked for me and what has helped me to lose over 80 pounds so far. At the time that I'm writing this, I'm still on my weight loss journey. But I haven't just lost the weight without dieting, by the way. I've been able to keep it off this time. Keeping it off is what matters to me most. Keeping it off is what I couldn't do before. Keeping it off is evidence to me that I'm finally free. And through what we're going to uncover here together, you'll be able to lose the weight, keep it off, and finally be free too. So why Christ over cookies as the title? Because my biggest problem was sweets. I had a major sweet tooth. I couldn't seem to control myself around them, and they were a daily part of my diet. I found through working with coaching clients and listening to conversations of others that struggle to lose weight, that sweets and sugar tend to be what most other people have an issue with too. If sweets and sugar isn't a problem for you, this book and the principles in it apply to whatever your thing is. Whether it's sweets, pizza, Chinese food, fried chicken, or chips, whatever your thing is, this is for you. You know that one thing that you don't seem to have control with? My mom's peach cobbler comes to mind. That snack that you can't seem to eat just one of? That one food that always seems to make you go off your weight loss or health plan for the year? That thing. So whenever I mention sweets, you just replace it with your thing. Let's get into some biblical principles and practical steps that have been working for me on my weight loss journey and that I know will work for you too. I want to share why it's been so hard for you to lose weight and keep it off despite all of your attempts. I'll explain why you've probably seen some success with weight loss, but haven't quite hit the goal line yet. Finally, I'm going to give you actual steps and tools that you can use to help you be successful and mark lose weight off of your to-do list for good. So that is the introduction of the new book, Christ Over Cookies, Winning the War Between Feeding Your Face and Fueling Your Faith. You can grab a copy at christovercookies.com. You'll find the links for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books and more there on christovercookies.com. And of course, I will put a link to that in the show notes. And if you want to check out an interview that I did with Heal Thy Spirit with Tia podcast, then I will link to that in the show notes as well. We go over what brought the book about, how it came to be, and a couple stories that I share inside of the book. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you got any value out of this or something just really resonated with you, can you do me a favor and leave a review? It helps others find the show so that it could help them too. Also, I'd love to connect with you on other platforms. I'm Malaika Burley on IG and YouTube. And go grab my free webinar, The 5 Keys to Simple, Successful, and Sustainable Weight Loss at malaikaburley.com. And of course, all of those links are in the show notes. Thanks again and have a blessed day.